Okay, hello, my name is Juan Pablo Tenjaca Huertas. I am from the group 4 of Materials Design, and today I'm going to present you some diapositives related to the task 1 of that subject. And the title is this one. Give me a moment, please. The role of the material designer. Name Juan Pablo Tenjaca Huertas. My tutor is Diana Costanza Cruz, and my group is the group number 4. Okay, some pictures related to the work. Okay. The first one is the presentation of myself. We have some pictures with my mother, with my father. Okay. Okay, my full name is Juan Pablo Tenjaca Huertas. I am 21 years old. I am currently living in Bogota and I am from that city too. I am currently studying the 6th semester of degree in foreign language with emphasis in English. I have been learning all about the English language since I was a child because I thought that this language is wonderful, it's interesting to learn. I have been learning all about this language with different resources. For example, movies in English with my family. I have been studying with um, many institutions at my school, at university. Yes, I have been learning all about this wonderful language, and that's the reason why I am starting this career because I want to teach to the next generations the importance of learning a second language, especially the English language, because this language will provide them many opportunities in the future. For example, they will be able to travel around the world and communicate with different cultures, have a conversation with different people around the world, because you know that the English language is the universal language. So you will be able to have a conversation with any person, with any people around the world if you are able to keep a conversation in English. And that's the reason why I want to become an English teacher. Yes, because I want to teach those aspects and I want to help the next generations to learn this wonderful language. Okay, that's all. The next diapositive. Okay, the first question is, what was the conception of materials development decades ago? Okay, we have the paragraph and the picture. In previous decades, the development of didactic material was only considered as the production of materials that accompanied the learning resources in the development and application of methodology. The development of didactic materials was not as important as it is today. That means that the role of the materials developed by the teacher, or yes, by the teacher, is to support another learning resource. For example, the English book proposed by the institution, by the school, or by the university. The role of the material designed by the teacher is only support that material, accompany that material. So the material developed by the teacher wasn't important decades ago. But nowadays, the materials developed by the teacher are considered of vital importance for different aspects. For example, for a better adaptation or meaningful learning, because the teacher will be able to develop those materials based on the characteristics of his or her students. So that material will help the students to better adapt and have meaningful learning with that material, with the material that was developed by the teacher. Okay, the second question is, what does developing materials demand from teachers? Give at least 6 demands and explain them. Okay, the first one, ready to innovate their teaching practice. Okay, the teacher should innovate in their practices with new materials, with new resources, with new activities, with new environment, because maybe the last material developed by the teacher wasn't work with the students. We didn't have better results with that material. So the teacher should innovate with another material, taking into account the characteristics of the students, the opinion of his or her students, how they will learn better with that material. Yes, the teacher should take into account those aspects to develop that material. That's the reason why the teacher should innovate. Okay, the second one is willing to devote time to teach with laughter. Okay, the teacher's attitude is so important for the students to be motivated to learn and have the confidence to participate and learn in class. For example, if any student has a question about the topic, and the student will be afraid to make that question if the teacher is always angry during the class. Yes, they will be afraid. They won't be motivated to keep learning. They won't be motivated to participate during the class. That's the reason why the teacher should have a good attitude during the class, with a smile, for example, or answering any question with a good attitude. Oh, okay, you have this question. Okay, yes. Okay, as a teacher, we should have a good attitude during the class. Okay, the next one is willing to take and make teaching decisions. The teacher must always make decisions in favor of the development of a good teaching process. For example, changing the materials, innovate, or making significant changes in the teaching process that they are developing. Okay, the next one is less eager to single out what should not have been done. Maybe if the teacher makes a mistake, the mistake should not be highlighted and continue to be made during the class session. That's the reason why the teacher should innovate. Yes, maybe if the teacher makes a mistake applying any material that he or she develops and applied in the class, and maybe that doesn't work, that's a mistake. So we have to innovate. We have to change that material for another one, for a better one, to help the students to better adapt. Okay? Okay, the next one is keep on minimizing difference and maximizing similarities among students. The teacher should minimize the difference among the students and increase the similarities among them to design their materials. That's the reason why the teacher should make a democratic class and listen to the proposals of the students for the design of the materials. The teacher should listen his or her students to take into account their opinions about the materials, about the resources, about activities, about the environment, to help them to better adapt and help them to have meaningful learning, a meaningful learning process. Yes, that's the reason why the teacher should create a democratic class with the students to help them to have one idea about how to take the class. Yes, how to be the materials, how must be the environment. Yes, those aspects. And the last one is fond of facilitating a student's learning process, avoiding their frustration. The teacher should always motivate the students from the materials that are designed and not force them to learn any topic. Yes, with the materials that we developed, we have to motivate the students to learn, to participate, and I don't know. Yes, we have to motivate them with the materials that we developed. Okay, and the next question is, what are the components of creating and adapting didactic learning materials? Okay, we have the components that I found from the resources. Okay, excuse me. Okay, the first one needs assessment, setting goals and objectives, content, selecting and developing materials and activities, organizing content and activities, evaluation, resources, and constraints. Okay, those components are provided by Graves. Graves provides us with a framework with different components that are not based on a course with equal or sequential parts. Yes, it's not equal. Each student has different characteristics. Each student learns in a different way. Yes, that's the reason why we have to listen and help them to minimizing the difference between each other. Yes, but rather that the course is adapted to the context of each student in the class for the successful design of the materials for a better adaptation and a better learning process. Yes, we have to take into account the opinion of each student. We have to help them to minimizing the difference between each other to have an idea how to develop our didactic learning material. That's the reason why we have those components. provided by the grapes. Yes, it's a base. Okay. And the last question is, in my opinion, what is the principal role of the teacher when designing language learning materials? Well, from my perspective, I believe that the teacher plays the most important role in the design of their materials, since based on their knowledge, experience, and how the teacher knows about his or her students, the characteristics of their students. And based on that information, they will be able to develop or create and apply his or her material. Yes, I think that the teacher plays the most important role because taking into account all his or her experience, the knowledge, the characteristics of his or her students, they will be able to create, develop, or design that material to help the students to better adapt and provide them a meaningful learning process. Yes, is the well, is the main role. The teacher plays the main role when designing a language learning material for those reasons. Okay, that's my answer. I think that the teacher plays the main role in this aspect because, like I told you, based on experience, knowledge, and characteristics of their students, they will be able to develop the material. Well, I know that the students plays an important role too. The student plays an important role too in this aspect, but we have to take into account that the material development depends on the experience, knowledge, and how the teacher knows about the students, about his or her students. That's the reason why I think that the teacher plays the main role when designing language learning materials. Okay, and that's all. We have the references. Okay, Pardo, Tomlinson. No. Okay, and thanks for watching this video. Okay, if you have any question, any commentary, any suggestion, I will be attentive to your commentary. Thanks for watching this video and have a wonderful day.